Welcome everybody. It's 2:07 on the clock. That's the High Priestess in the chariot, the vehicle of ascension and the vehicle of infiltration. Let's go ahead first and take our 3 deep breaths. Love and blessings out to all of you. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's nice and sunny here today. It's a little bit chilly though. And thank you all for spending your time with me. I so appreciate it. The letter A, that's a message for somebody. All right, so I have a Metatron message from this morning, which is really beautiful. I have a message of the day I did last night, as well as the Union and Twin Flame read. The Union read is 3D, 4D, 5D today. And so we're going to get right into it. I'm going to roll the die for you guys. For the Twin Flames for December 20th, 2021. We have the Sun. We have Capricorn. So Capricorn's coming up just around the corner. And we have the number 4, which is also the Emperor. I forget where the camera is. All right. So we have the Emperor here, which is about stability, strength, or building, the energy of manifesting on a survival level, being really adept at surviving on this planet. But we want to get to the 8 of dreaming as opposed to just surviving. And again, here's the Capricorn, if you couldn't see it the first time I showed it, because I wasn't putting it in the right place on the camera. And then here is the Leo, or rather the Sun, but that's Leo. So Capricorn, the Sun with Leo, and the number 4, which is also the Emperor, which is Aries. And it's also the month of April, which is Aries going into Taurus. And we're going into the Taurus North Node on the 22nd, with Scorpio in the South Node, as well as switching from Sagittarius to Capricorn here. So we're really leaving Sagittarius behind, right? So we're leaving Sagittarius Sun behind. I'm not sure what the day it's switching is. And then we're also leaving it behind in the South Node on the 22nd. So it's a big, big push for Sagittarius to get rid of anything that you do too much of, right? Because Jupiter expands. And we're letting go of the things we're maybe too comfortable with and do too much of, because we like to expand in Sagittarius. So let's see what's going on with these reads. We have the Metatron read. This was very beautiful. I wasn't expecting this message this morning. Nor do I usually expect my messages there. All right, so this is Metatron. And that's Amanda Ellis's deck, if you're curious. So today's the 20th. The 20 is the Judgment card. The day adds up to 37, which is the King of Cups. So we have a polarity here today, right? Because King of Cups is unconditional love, and Judgment is not that, right? So we kind of want to collapse it to the middle in this polarized energy. And I woke up this morning a little too early. It was just around 7 o'clock, and I didn't go to sleep till about 2, so I really wanted to sleep some more. And I was hearing some scratching, so I didn't know what it was. Like, I don't know if something's in the attic or if there was a mouse in the house, but usually they wouldn't be in my bedroom. So I'm like really confused as to what the noise is. Or is the scratching just outside my window and it just sounds like it's in the house? And so that woke me up. And so I got up, of course, to look around to see if I could see anything, but I didn't see anything. And I tried to go back to bed, and then they started scratching again, but I still couldn't find it. And then when I went back to bed the second time, it didn't happen anymore. So I'm not sure what it was. And again, it could be a mouse in the attic or something like that. But I was also, because I fell back to sleep, because I don't usually remember my dreams, but if I wake up in the morning and then fall back to sleep again, I usually do remember some dreams. And I was dreaming about a house on the beach, but it wasn't like this beautiful, like dream-like place that I wanted to be. It felt more, it wasn't negative, but it wasn't really exciting and positive either. It was just kind of this, maybe there were concerns about the house being right on the beach, because it wasn't like a flat beach, it was down below. So it was really vulnerable to the sea if there were a storm or something like that. And that was the energy I was getting. So the underlying energy for the Metatron read, oh, by the way, if any of you are interested, my daughter's feeling great today, so all is well. And the underlying energy was, well, the bottom of the deck was the dimensional gateway, which was very significant today. It's the number 33, which is that Christ consciousness, the unity consciousness, but it's the golden gate, the centaur gate of 1212 through the 21st that we're dealing with right now, and that energy of Ophiuchus as well, and connecting to the central sun, basically, and having a direct link right now. So there's very powerful energies coming through. So I ended up sleeping like 9 hours last night because I fell back to sleep, which felt great because I really needed it because I haven't slept real well this week. And the underlying energy below that was review with the number 2 of the feminine, the high priestess. And then the gold card, which is like the Ace of Cups. It's like the Holy Grail and gold. It's the color gold. But it's with the number 16, which is that tower energy, but of epiphanies and that sexual exchange with source energy, right? With a very high vibrational energy. And then on top, again, the bottom of the deck was dimensional gateway, which is that gateway of the 2 pillars, the 2 wings, the 2 flames, and then that Christ energy standing in the center of the gateway, that golden energy. So very much golden energies. All the colors were very much the same. I'm going to show you that just so you can get the feeling. I'm going to turn the light on for you. So you can get the feeling of, it's kind of shaded over there, but they were very much the same energies of the golden and purples, and then very compassionate energy as well. So see if you can see a little better now. Okay. And there's that golden gateway here. So the first card out then was authentic self, which is the 46 of the 6 of Cups, the 2 children loving each other, your inner children, the masculine and the feminine. And the colors that came up in the read today was gold, then silver, then red and green, which are Christmas colors, right? Gold, silver, red, and green. So it's very much about the Christmas holiday and raising that vibration where, you know, everyone's kind of on their best behavior around Christmas. And the first card out was authentic self, so being true to your inner child. And there were no elements in the read today, which was interesting because the 4 elements came up in the read today. So the underlying energy with the full moon, so the first card out was the full moon and sitting there reviewing and reflecting, meditating perhaps. And the full moon was yesterday, but starting from the 18th to the 19th, which is a very significant full moon. We're still very much in that full moon energy today on the 20th, where time out was needed for the divine feminine high priestess to heal yourself, perhaps, and another as well, to connect to that golden gate portal, that direct connect to source. And then it was 1212, how perfect, the 1212 centaur gate, or the Saggy gate, that energy of the horse, and Mr. Ed, which I always referred to as God energy, which I was given as the birthday of 7 to 13, which is like the week-long birthing of the earth. It was so weird too. I noticed, I have to tell you this too, because this was another weird thing that happened. I have a little Eiffel Tower that sits on the stand of my TV. It's, you know, I have some sparkles I put on there, and it's, you know, nothing, no big deal or anything. But the other night when that woman stopped by, because she said she was lost, she came in and she was right around that area, kind of looking at my pictures on the wall. And after she left, I went over there just to feel like the presence of that energy, and everything was fine. There was, you know, everything was in its place, but it was so weird because and I noticed that Eiffel Tower because I went to check that location afterwards. And then when I when I was doing my read this morning, I was just sitting here and I realized that Eiffel Tower was way underneath the bureau that my TV sits on. So, and it's not like it just fell on the floor. It was like way under the bureau. And yes, I could, I do jumping jacks sometimes. So that could have, vibrated the floor and knocked it off. But it was just weird that it was really way under there. And it reminded me of when my parents were both in the Alzheimer's facility. My father didn't have Alzheimer's, but he was physically incapacitated and he wanted to live in the same facility. So he was in a different room from my mother. But there was one point where there were box cutters under both of their beds at the same time, which was really weird. It's kind of sounds like voodoo stuff or something strange like that. And that's what came up as soon as I saw the Eiffel Tower underneath my bureau. Oh, that's so strange too. Because when I had a reading early on in my journey, probably about 2016 or 17, one of the readers had said that my twin's partner had dabbled in voodoo in Paris or in France. So that was interesting that the Eiffel Tower was under there, like what I just referenced as the voodoo underneath my parents' bed. So anyway, just wanted to bring that up in case there's anything that coincided with something that you experienced. And so anyway, we have this powerful connection portal right now, and that direct connect to source, which is probably why I was guided to sleep really well last night. So directly connecting to the central sun with the alignment of Fiacus and the earth, and the high priestess, and using your psychic abilities for epiphanies and sudden events, and also that sexual energy, that exchange of love in this big portal from 11:19 to 20. And it also is the energy of the 36 to the 37 portal, which is like the start of a new cycle, because 36 is the wands, it's the 10 of wands, going to the 37, which is the King of Cups and unconditional love, right? 36 is the weight of the world and the burden, and 37 is that release in unconditional love. And that's going from the 19th to the 20th. So I was also getting 2 nights. So there's a lot of 2s coming up here, and we have the 19th to the 21st, very significant, from this full moon to the 21st of this winter solstice, which is I'm getting is especially potent. So you might want to do some really good meditation today and tomorrow. So 2 flames in that Golden Gate picture as well. 2 flames, 2 pillars, 2 wings, 2 knights, 1 steeplechase, the horses, Mr. and Mrs. Ed, which then took me to that card in the energy deck of the 2 horses, the black and white horse, the stallions merging to the middle. And so that at 12:34 to 35, which is the energetic exchange of the 34 into the 35 of that wounded warrior, collapsing the polarities of the wounded warrior timelines, which we're leaving behind, the King of Cups of unconditional love and judgment as the polarities, or unconditional. So you're bridging those 2 polarities into unconditional love, but with boundaries, which is the center. So the first card out was Who Are You? Birthing new divine feminine and divine masculine combination here. So you're not just birthing your child, you're birthing both sides of you, your feminine and your masculine combination, the 2. Standing in the light, allowing the shadow, as you stand facing the sun, there's always a shadow that's cast behind you. Standing in the light, allowing your shadow of chaos and death in polarities, in transformation, as the cosmos mirrors you. Today is the 20th, which is judgment, which is just a reflection of your own energy and the judgment of self. In endings that you are held, reflecting the sunset. And it's interesting too, because I can't really see the sunset very well from my house, because I'm kind of like at the bottom of the hill in my neighborhood. So when I take my run up the block, I'm always surprised at how well I can see the sun when it's late in the day, because I can't see it at all really after a certain time at my house. So it was saying the importance of seeing the sunset, because you're seeing the reflection of yourself from your ancestors in the reflecting pink, reaching out in compassion and self-love above and below. It's all in the heart, aqua gold, which is that Mother Mary energy of the aqua gold, with magnetic rose blossoming, right? Your heart is that rose color, the color of a healthy heart when it's beating in love under the stars, coming out to the sunset, the shortest day of the year, the 21st. Appreciating the sunlight, because it's such a short day, it teaches you to appreciate that sunlight and the beautiful pink blossoming trees that it grows. Cherry blossoms and weeping willows. Lots of doubles in those words. Cherry with 2 R's and blossoms with 2 S's and 2 O's. And then weeping willows with 2 E's and 2 L's. So there's lots of doubles here and twos. At 12:46, which is the hanging man, and again, the children hugging each other, the masculine and the feminine. In those words, the doubles of the becoming rose, right, like in the song, becomes a rose, right, so Bette Midler, the flowering heart and its petals and nadis, or energy lines, communication and spirits connecting with me. Communication to expand love, to speak up and be heard between birthing and endings, or the dawn and the sunset. What's weighing on you, child? Hear and know you. Review Akashics for wisdom and new perspectives, finding the silver sword after it fell out of the moon, in union with the truth and light once again. She, the lady of light, with the holy grail womb, he, the gentleman with heart of gold, and the truth gently rolling off of his silver tongue. Both are silver and gold, the message and the receiver, the 2 cups and a string, the love twins bring. 2 receptacles and 2 instruments, playing music and emptying the trash at the same time, just like the body does. The inner child with the weight of the world, because the map of the universe is much greater than this. It's just the tip of the iceberg, an ancestral connection back and forth, bridging from Akashic records, womb to tomb and tomb to womb, turning right at the next turn or light, or at the Y in the road, going with the flow on the roundabout, from sacred womb to the golden gate, and the tree of life between, the spices of life, and the greens on your sweet potatoes and roots. The wintry icing of the ground is supportive to Mother Earth, to sleep and repair itself before growing the next harvest. The shaman of the desert, where it's hot all year, there's not much that grows where it's dry, for lack of water and emotion is death by burning. Death by lack of fire preserves until the time is right. A lack of earth, and you may drown or float or sail away ungrounded. A lack of air or air restriction, as we all know, leads to lack of communication or suffocation, where just breathing and being would suffice nicely at that point. From frozen fields of the moon to the red desert, or the truth, the stone and the sword, they each must be sovereign to live as one, just like the melting spoon I've been talking about the past couple days. A wake-up call to the 11 alignment of justice, of truth, and balance, to listen and take note or tone, to hear each note, not only the song. There may be subtleties you are missing in one, at 109, which is the magician, and the hermit, which are those opposites, and both very strong, the endings and the beginnings of making magic and then going within. Thanksgiving every day with synchronicities and blessings, the variety and colors, and the Knight of Wands is passion or zest for life in the spicy rack of the heart. Both red and green, the human heart and the emerald heart, inspired to heal, the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Wands inspired to move, and the Knight of Cups inspired to heal, an alignment of their synchronicities together at 113, which is the Magician and the Death or transition card of Dark Night of the Soul. So the underlying energy was all about the full moon alignment, direct connect to love. The first column was dawn to dusk, the message in a bottle to baby's bottom or womb. The receiving and reflecting, reviewing, remembering, right, you notice all the R's there. Receiving, reflecting, reviewing, remembering the right at the Y, the juncture of the vein and the valve, the jump-off point, bridging to the next, a big push with a catch or a pull that comes with it. The third column was the cosmic heart, the sword to the stone, the heart to the universe, red light, green light on the tree and journey of life. So you notice, did this come up here already? It was very important about sovereignty here. That like each tone of the song, like each drop of the ocean, if you only just listen to the song, you may never find all the juiciness that's which is in it, right? Because as we all work as one, we also all work as individuals. So to appreciate the whole, but also appreciate the one, right? Which is the hermit going within to the all. So now we have the message of the day. I think that came up in the message of the day then. I thought it came up in Metatron, but here is the message of the day. Get another one. Nope, okay. All right, so the message of the day, I'll show you the picture of that. All right, so here's the message of the day, and just so you're aware, so the way I put this out, okay, this is the underlying energy, the 4 decks here. So we have the lion first. This is the first grouping, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this one and this one. That's how they go in order. And that is the animal spirit deck, the Lenormand Reverie, the gilded, and the Kipper deck. So the message of the day was done at 11:59. So it was right the moment before midnight last night. 11:59, the message of the day. The underlying energy of the lion, the key, the emperor reversed, and toiling and laboring. And that's with the 38, which is the Queen of Cups. I think the key is 33 as well. The Lion King with the key to freedom and unity. The Emperor reversed, out of control, or stepping down perhaps, with the Queen of Cups, hard worker or employee. The Black Panther attack, and the wolf is stunned. They can't believe their eyes. Perhaps that curious otter is looking at the spider web, or the World Wide Web, and scorpion crawled out of the web, or stinger out on the World Wide Web, giving the house a jump or scare, or the mouse rather. So then, and this is so paralleling with what I was experiencing. So giving the mouse a jump with their stinger out, or scare, or instead of a mouse, a scorpion in a trap. A mouse scared and a dolphin filled with compassion, or made friends with the Lion King, or never thought in a million years the wolf would make friends with the lion, or that the mouse would take the hit for the lion and stand up to the scorpion. The Power Lady is present. Oh, that was bringing back the energy many, many years ago, probably 20 years ago. I've been in this house over 30 years. But many, many years ago, there was a hole around my basement window, and a mouse had crawled in there, but there was a beehive in there, so the mouse got stung to death, and then so the mouse is stuck in the hole with their butt hanging out the outside of the house, and then on the inside, the bees got trapped in my laundry room, and this was a long, long time ago. But this is the same energy that I'm getting here, right? So the mouse took the hit from the bees for the lion in standing up to the scorpion there. The Power Lady present, or with gifts, and the group of wise birds looking out for her on the journey at night, with Cancer energy pulling up anchor and leaving the wounded warrior behind. Sudden stardom or dreams come true, inspired by a letter sealed with a feather and a ring of commitment. The Knight of Wands and the fox leaving the hen house for a higher love, or to gain their freedom. Or one of them cut anchor and left a ring with the note, and freed themselves, finding peace in bliss, with clingy Page of Pentacles reversed, perhaps a child who's sick or weak or not wanting to be alone, got back on the horse as the Six of Wands upright here with the Knight of Cups offering love to the Queen of Swords reversed and the Emperor reversed. Somebody might be in bad health or dealing with healthcare issues or conflicts with the man with concern of martyrdom or martyring himself. Receiving a gift of dreams come true to Lovers Tango, Cell Block 8, and Abundant Marriage with message of concern at 12:30, which is the Hanging Man and the union of marriage, or union or home or marriage. Of the Patient Angel and the Higher Love, the Knight of Wands of High Honor, or Healer to the Queen of Cups with 21 or 3 gun salute, or Queen of Cups graduated with high honors. The Lion is freed, the Emperor reversed, to step down perhaps to be with the Queen of Cups. And that can also be just being with a child at graduation. So whoever's graduating in December. So the first section here is the tarantula, the stingray, and the camel. So at a crossroads, but plugged into sovereignty and the moody blues. The tarantula is energized or exposed and expanding in coming together, imprisoned presently with little girl and or old man. The stingray, perhaps twin, loving man, activated at Atlas with fireworks about to go off for romantic little girl. The camel, power man, is ending conflict with the old man or in a losing battle with him at 12:48, which is again, hanging out or seeing a new perspective and walking away if needed to go within. At 49, which is then that Get Your Wish card of the Nine of Cups, coming together with ammunition to end the battle of being a prisoner of him and his precious little girl. So that could also be someone who feels kind of scammed by a father and their child, and that can be somebody's partner and their father as well. The second section here is the fish and the oyster, scattered and all clammed up. The fish out of water, a child in transition, with the Queen of Wands reversed on the wounded warrior's path. The oyster on a magic adventure, though, with cards close to their chest, not sharing with the Queen of Wands who's still on the wounded warrior path. There may be some thief energy or a scam artist here. How she and her father reeled him in. So that was an example of what I was just talking about. And then at 12:54 is the Hanging Man and the 54 of the Page of Swords. The third section is the moth to the flame and the snake of the collective awakening that's sealed. The moth in abundant energetic exchange with the King of Pentacles upright and the wise privileged lady. Guardians to collective awakening, the wise counsel in intense connection in union or home judication or premarital counseling as well. The fourth section here is the crow and the nightingale, on guard and purifying the air with song. The crow nesting with the golden egg, the dream come true as things are looking up. Deceived in death, or up early to bury the dead, or exposed empty tomb. The songbird, the vehicle of infiltration to block the message from getting there. With Cancer reversed ×2 here, or great deception on the warpath, case closed and a message left, or little to the car. What was I writing there? So the fifth section here is the hawk, the star, and the gazelle. Clearing the way for the star, gazelle. The hawk, Knight of Cups, is taking a gamble to buy a house perhaps, or turn self in, or powerless to, or dependent in gated community, or the castle planned by the wealthy jerk in Titanic. That was the energy I was getting. You know, the guy who was escorting her onto the ship that she was supposed to marry, that she didn't love. That's the energy of this wealthy man I was getting. The starfish in the maze to come together, tempted by the Holy Grail, the wealthy man in transition with the main female here. The gazelle in a public meet, surrendering to the main female to be the man she needs him to be, putting it all on the line for the Holy Grail and surrender, an offer she can't refuse at 109, which is the Magician and the Hermit again. It's collapsing those two polarities to the middle. And then at 111, which is aligning with the Magician embodiment, The sixth section here is the bee, the elk, the golden egg, and the black egg, waiting to see how this all works out. So they're watching the prior group to see how it all plays out. The womb and the tomb, the hard worker and the hot head, the pollinator and the cook or chef perhaps. The bee is home drained, the emperor with Atlas with no emotions to ground into. The elk with lovers or love, family, and community with a breakthrough of the lovers and the community of the Knight of Cups. The golden egg needs a closer look, grounding and integrating an offer to come clean about hitting the jackpot. With justice, which is truth and balance, and triple sevens here, and truth of the swans being two as one, in a secret passion of energetic exchange, occupation, and knows how to sow. There could be some kind of a sewing work here as well. At 119, which is the magician and the sun. At 120, which is the magician and the judgment, which is today, judgment. And that can be just the masculine energy as well with the 1. Overexposed lover or affections coming clean or cleaning up with secret passion, the truth, occupied by energetic exchange. And the 7th section here is the worm, the frog, and the crocodile. The newbie frog may be intimidated by the crocodile. They're much bigger than them. The worm is cruising perhaps with the empress or on abundant ship. The 6 of Cups, soulmate, loving, mature woman, or children going away with their mother, perhaps on a cruise. The frog, Dr. Jackal, is defenseless to and inspired by great fortune, telling the crocodile who smiles about the union and the spiritual maturity and peace it takes of the Holy Grail shadow lover, or practicing at work what to say to the crocodile and how to get out of this. Soulmates, defenseless to big love here, with mature woman with great fortune, or inspired by shadow lover as the King of Cups child on his way to file papers, perhaps for home and car, or the King of Wands hermit with an empty house, or finally a room is finished, making it official on the fool's journey, destined to the love train. Number 10, or is it number 27? Unexpected income or incoming, with the main male number 1, on the journey of despair, or the pair, courting the emperor while the lady 28 is expecting them. So in 28 is the twin flames, that choice of path. So now we have the union read. I'll show you those pictures. Okay, so here's the union read. For those of you not familiar, it's the 3D today. Sometimes I do 4, 5, 6, but today is 3D, 4D, 5D. The feminine on the left, masculine on the right, the bridge between them in the center, incoming divine feminine, outgoing divine masculine, underlying energy, and closing energy. And again, this is a good way to see like what energies you're expressing. Are you expressing more of the feminine side or the masculine side? Are you expressing more 3D, 4D, or 5D? So that energy could come up, and sometimes you might see things playing out on the other side and you're wondering why. Well, maybe you're expressing more of your masculine today. And then we have the read in front of you, which is the general read for all of the twin flame energies. And this again is the Syrian Starseed deck. And then here is the full 7-deck read that's in front of you on the table. Okay, so for those of you not familiar with the decks, we have the Romance Angels, Tarot of Sexual Magic, the Numerology deck. This is the Rider-Waite Mini, the Universal Golden, and the Gilded Tarot back there, as well as the Syrian Starseed deck. And I always pull oracles at the end as well. So with the union read, 3D, 4D, 5D for today, the underlying energy was the 7 of Swords, which is usually the liar, cheater, thief card or that risk card. But in this deck, it's much more about passing downloads and information. Excuse me just for a second. I need to take a little sip. Okay. So at 527, which is the Hierophant, or 5, which is change, freedom, and expansion, and the 27 of the Ace of Wands, that new passion, the third flame. And the central energy is the 4 of Cups, which can be boredom and apathy, but it also can be grounding, integrating, and mastering, especially the receiving of love. And then we have the Starseed here at the end, which is a fresh new start. or a download to the crown, a big one. So some crowns may get blasted open here. With the full moon journey and peace from the 6th dimension and above, because that's not included in this read, the full moon journey to peace from 6 and above, passing downloads down to the 5 and below, an island to self, and then receiving one big download to the crown on the divine masculine side. Taking a risk to be seen, spotting the north node for focus away from the turbulent waters all around you, and getting hit in the head, or a hit to the head, or a shooting star hits ground zero in jungle land. Death through the portal, breaking through to the other side with flame and new passion, that third flame. The incoming divine feminine is the 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, and 9 of Swords. The workplace in 3D, but my messages are coming up as 5D and above. The workplace in the Mary Magdalene cave and exile of the group down below, perhaps dealing with a sister or suffering in silence underground, or hiding out of the light, or a purge. So again, maybe some people don't resonate with my messages because a lot of them, because it's in that format of being a riddle, that is a higher dimensional way of communicating because they don't use words. They use, they use their psychic abilities. So this was coming up here. So again, it was saying the workplace here, like I'm communicating in the 3D, right, in the 3D world, but my messages are 5D and above. The workplace in the Mary Magdalene cave and exile of the group down below, or suffering in silence underground, or hiding out of the light, or in a purge. The 3D here is the 9 of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the 3 of Cups. The divine feminine satisfied with Thai service for 9, and so somebody might be having a very formal dinner for the holidays, and 6 rays of Mary Magdalene. And right at that point, my gnat showed up. Unforgettable. And he was like romancing me. Like I was talking to him. And he was like coming right to my hand. Like he'll walk around on my page for a while that I'm looking at or reading. And then I started talking to him. And he comes right to my arm and wants to hop on me. And then he turns to me. It's like he's listening to me. It's so cute. It's 2:44. So this is where Nat showed up with Mary Magdalene. The divine masculine coming together in a small gathering, but the divine feminine's first in flight. So that's coming up again. So again, when I talked about Delaware yesterday, that's why I get it confused with first flight, because it's the first state. So Delaware's the first state, and I think it's North Carolina is first in flight. That's where Kitty Hawk is, right? I always get the Carolinas confused as well. So that was coming up, along with Nat. And Nat flies. So Nat was reminding me of the bee I was telling you about in the movie I watched, Eye in the Sky, where they used a bee as a spy device. But a gnat would be a really small one. So there's that nanotechnology they're talking about. First in flight is bigger bridging with a message at the top of the hill or a snowy mountain. So somebody might be out skiing as well right now. The 4D here is the 10 of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups, and the 6 of Cups. The divine feminine garden of prayer with many stones or crystals and fern, a very comfortable stay. The divine masculine children, inner children, hugging, or fond memories of the holidays, bridging with the 4 of Cups, grounding and integrating rough seas between comfortable place and being near children. The 5D here is the Indigo, the King of Wands, and the 4 of Pentacles, which in this deck for me is the divine masculine's heart in the crystal bat cave. The divine feminine, Indigo proposal of happiness and comfort, and the divine masculine in the crystal bat cave, with kids or soulmate hanging out together, bridging with the King of Wands shaman, with sunny mother and stone walling father, and the outgoing divine masculine of the karma, hanging man, and reflection, which is the hermit, in a wake-up call to hang out and reflect with starseed, who received a big download to the crown, or near-death experience breaking through the ring of fire to the third flame or new passion ignited. The divine feminine with Virgo and Gemini, and perhaps Cancer on their side as well, with the 9 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. So they have the sovereign emotional energy along with the dream family, right? That heaven in your eyes, or heaven on earth kind of energy of the 10 of Pentacles. And the divine masculine with Aquarius, Pisces or Capricorn, Virgo, Aries, and perhaps Leo and Scorpio as well on their side. A lot of people on the masculine side, along with the divine masculine's heart. which is interesting that a lot of people showed up on the masculine side, energy-wise, but the gathering is the Three of Cups, whereas the feminine has a bigger gathering, but that may not be in the 3D. That's interesting too. The overall number here is 60, which is the Six of Swords, so peace, or traveling to peace or vacation. The horizontal pillars were 11, 20, and 29, which is justice, judgment, and the 29 of the Three of Wands being present in the moment are gifts. Of course, it's Christmas. So with justice and judgment, there's a lot of legal energy there, right? So that could be, people could be dealing with legalities, but also being present in the moment with gifts. And that could be presence, but also your psychic gifts. With justice and judgment, or a wake-up call, J and J also coming up here, with truth and balance, an announcement of presence or being present, and gifts of peace, which can be literal gifts or your psychic gifts of peace. And then the other way, the vertical pillars came up to 10, which is the wheel, 5 of the Hierophant, 9 of the Hermit, 19 of the Sun, 4 of the Emperor, 13 of the Death card, and then triple zeros, so a lot of source energy backing this up. So destined Hierophant and Hermit, or Taurus and Virgo energies, exposing sunshine, or energized, and the Emperor's death with a lot of source behind it here. And this is, I'm getting like the Emperor's new clothes. So it's either a literal death of someone's father or grandfather, and I'm sorry if you lost somebody, but it's coming, it may be someone didn't get along with too, so however it is for you. But it also could be just the death of the Emperor, which is the stepping down of the power man, right? Perhaps retiring, or just a transformation. Maybe they get a walk-in and all of a sudden they're a new person. So there's a lot of that energy, but the Emperor is transforming here. And then I have the read in front of you, which is at 7:07 last night. The Syrian Starseed deck was cut and dealt. 7s, of course, are the Chariot, and 70 is the Two of Pentacles, which is the Juggler. Right? Juggling or keeping your balls up in the air, trying to stay balanced by doing too much, right? Our 3D life is, if you're not doing, you're not worthy. So remember that. It also could be someone performing or distracting the crowd from their unhappiness. And then 7:19 is the Chariot and the 18 of the Sun, in which crystals came up. And crystals is broken down into Christ-like, ALS is like, but it's also about crystals or purging. And then LS also came up, however that comes up for you, the letters LS. Oh, that's funny. I was getting, like, Sophie always comes up for me for S, and Lucifer can be coming up as well, which is the shadow, right? So dealing with the mother and the shadow, but also L and S was coming up with one of my brothers and his wife's first initials, was cracking me up. All right, so station comes up here at 7:20, which is the Chariot and the 20 of Judgment, and stationing. So we may be stationing like in a holding pattern right now at the 21st or toward the 21st. And or however station means, so you could be picking somebody up at the train station. But again, that has to do with stationing, right? So when things go retrograde or forward again, they station first, and it appears like they're not moving in the sky. That's considered being at the station, right? So at the holding place before they go in or out. It's also, station is stat connection. And stat is like, statistics, but it's also emergency. Stat connection, some kind of emergent connection at 7:20, which is 7:20 of the Chariot and the Judgment card, but it's also 72, which is the Four of Pentacles, which is being very moderate and grounded and saving, being very practical. So I finished clarifying at 7:32, which is the Chariot and the Journey. So perhaps going on a journey as well, which a lot of people are right now because they're going to visit relatives. We have the major arcana in this read of the Tower and Alchemy, which is the Temperance card. So sudden events and patience required, right, when lots of people are coming over the house. Before the read, we have Chariot and the Star, and that was it. And then 3 cups, 4 swords, 1 wand, and 3 pentacles. So a lot of emotions and thoughts, right? Because people always have thoughts when they come over their relatives' houses, like too much in their head because they're thinking who's going to be there or who they're hoping will be there. And then the emotions we show, right, or don't show because it's relatives. and to perhaps be aware of this energy this holiday, of how you react to certain things. So when you're very present in the moment, in your heart, and staying present, you start to notice your judgments or your lack of judgments, or the way you use your thoughts, and then you can see the thoughts that you need to change perspective on. So 3, 4, and 1, 3 is the energetic exchange of the 8 of Wands and the 13 of transition. So a lot of this right now. And then we have the Page of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles all coming up. So again, lots of people, which makes sense because it's the holidays. But a lot of kids' energy here, right? We have 2 pages, 2 knights, and a queen. And then before the read, there's a queen, the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Wands as well. So 3 knights, 2 pages, 3 knights, and 2 queens all together. So again, 3 knights from today is the night of the 20th, 21st, 22nd, takes us into the 23rd. We have triple sixes in this read. We have 22 of the Fool's Journey, 44 of the Grounding, Integrating, and Mastering of Love, or the 4 of Cups. The triple sixes is very indicative of the of love, family, and community, right? And that's where the distortions come up regarding the 666 and the devil, because the devil 15 is the shadow side of the lovers, so that's why that comes up. But the 666 also comes up in the DNA, because each grouping of DNA adds up to 6. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, and that was from Cryon, I think, about the 6s in the DNA, so there's a big reference to that. But anyway, 6 is love, family, and community. So there's nothing awful about 666. It's a lot of love, family, and community. And if you want to express your shadow side, you're welcome to do that. But it's about seeing that perspective and when you're expressing your light and your shadow, especially when you're around families at the holiday, because that's where your roots are from. And it's a great time to dig up some entry wounds, because you're right in the midst of it at the holidays. So that. We also have all in a row, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pick up sticks. So don't forget to pick things up on the way that you might need to do, but pick up sticks. I don't know, somebody has to pick up sticks from the lawn. Maybe someone was expecting them to do that. But however that comes to you for your specific message is fine. We also have the number 8 in a lesser sense, which is the dance of the masculine and feminine, manifesting of dreams, being strong inside and out. And being strong is a perception. So how is it that you perceive being strong as well? You might want to revamp that or review that. We also have 24 here of the Queen of Wands, 46 of the 6 of Cups, 23 of the King of Wands, 34 of the 8 of Wands, 45 of the 5 of Cups, which is the purging card for me, and then 56 of the 2 of Swords, which is being in your knowing, but keeping your energy clear into yourself, perhaps if the energies are too strong right now and you're trying to keep everything clear. So the code line here is all about manifestation, which if you break down manifestation, it's man. I fested. I'm in a festive connection here. Manifestation. The code line is all about the number 56, which again is that 2 of Swords, being in your knowing and keeping it to yourself, or being unaware, or pretending. I don't feel like this card is ever completely unaware. If you are unaware of something, it's because you chose to be unaware of something when you have the 2 of Swords coming up. Because it's someone protecting their heart and not wanting to lose balance of their thoughts, right? Because if they get this information, it might knock them off balance, and then they need to rebalance again. So it's really about peace of mind, but at what cost? So the messages that came through on this manifestation in 56 were to say AI is coming up here. And remember that there's good AI and negative AI. It's not a blanket statement. Not all AI is bad. You guys use AI every day in your life, and you get a lot of love and benefit out of that. But the 56 number is coming up here, again, because that's the 2 of Swords, protecting your heart. The Knight of Delaware came up. So, and I'm getting that again. Knights in Rodin, that movie. Who is that? Robert Redford, and I can't remember her name, but that might be coming up for some reason. But also Knights of Columbus, Delaware came up, and when I went in to look at what was coming up for them, they do an annual kids collection drive for winter coats. They do a really big, huge donation every year for that, so that's something positive. And then again, it's all about perception and seeing perspective, because there's, everything has two sides. AI is good and bad. Everything's good and bad. But you need to just shift your perspective on it intellectually in order to reap the benefits of those positive emotions. Also being bored, reflecting, creation of loving memories, the night or the nights or the goodness here of the DE, which again can be the state of Delaware, but DE has many meanings. So the Knights of Columbus came up from Delaware in the annual Kids Coats Drive and donations, but D has many definitions. So I'm going to tell you those definitions here, because D means just to be or to do, from, the, of, those, they, he, she, it. So it encompasses everything. It also encompasses the woman, possessed by, done, written or composed by, the dame or dame, the number two or twins, how or very much or surely and yes, by means of, to build wealth, concerning, away from, long, high and tall, you, day, say, the right, the right's been coming up a lot because that came up in the Metatron read too, and south and southern, which is for me the masculine energy, whereas the feminine's left and north. So a lot of masculine energy here. Also sexual addiction. So all you sex addicts, this one's for you today. Sex addiction, can you say three-toed sloth or pale-throated sloth, which would be somebody who can't speak their truth. So again, everything I'm saying right now are the definitions that came up with the words here. It's not because I'm writing these words. This is what came up. Sex addiction, say three-toed or pale-throated sloth, come penis to copulate, his father I, headlights high, friend with garlic breath, tree, wood, hole opening, habitually with crabs, feet and tall, freedom and fond memories of childhood or past life or kids, after death test of two or woman, manifesting. Very interesting there. The third or the fourth interpretation was to say, saying or essaying. An essay can be writing an essay, but also could be a test, like a lab test, an essay, like an assay. So say or essay, wind created, loving memories of nights in Delaware, manifesting. Or again, nights in Rodin is coming up, so some kind of energy from that movie that are important here. Or nights possessed, or of composing, right? When you get on a roll and you're very creative. Or you're writing poetry or an essay. Say or essay, it's like wind or voice created, right? Whether you're writing or speaking or singing. It's remembering those nights where you became possessed by your creativity and how much fun that was for you. Or a night of southern manifestation here as well. I'm getting southern winds and also southern man. Southern man, so Neil Young is coming up. Southern man, won't you keep your head? I'm trying to remember the words. Don't forget what the good book said. Southern change gonna. It's making me want to cry. Southern change gonna come at last. Going fast. Southern man. You might want to look up the lyrics. I can't remember all the lyrics. But it's important. It's making me cry. I'm getting, this is the freedom of the black man. There's a big wound there that's clearing for the masculine. Wool coats. Okay, so again, coats are coming up here, is giving coats away to people who are cold. I mean, that's easy enough. We all have extra coats at home that we can give to someone who needs warmth. Wool coats, free or changing a child's life. Nights in Delaware, manifestation, or say exclusive, we, us, reflecting IV, innocent love of the children, a department of how to build wealth, to do, to be, and possessed by manifestation. I'm getting to now Neil Young, they want you to kneel to the young, as opposed to being the boss of the young, right? It's a two-way street. we learn and teach each other. It's not one or the other. Even when they're very little, they teach us so much. They teach us all about love. So Neil Young is saying, kneel to the young. There's something else that's coming up too. I don't know what it is though. It's really making me cry. So we start this readout with the Page of Cups reversed. So it's all about the child, or the abused child, the rejected child, the shy and innocent or vulnerable child. It can be the spoiled child as well, but the spoiled child is spoiled for a reason. So what are those reasons? So don't take things at face value. What are the wounds there that are causing this? So there's energy of failure here, in need of attention, under the radar, boldly moving, traveling, and ascending to the Queen of Cups' dreams, with the Knight of Wands reversed, or star falling short, or the Queen of Cups star, or a dream, and the Knight of Wands reversed, and the Page of Cups reversed. Player may be rejected, or under the radar, Cancer, Queen of Cups, and dreams of the Knight of Wands and the Page of Cups, both reversed, or healing them with their dreams. The Emperor's upright with third party or bad influences around them, overindulging and imbalanced, debt or not sharing equally, with lover or Gemini or twin, refusing to come clean, get clean, or clean up their act or space, or lover or Gemini may be stubborn and or sneaky here, which can be a child energy for sure. At 827, which is the 8 of the dance between the masculine and the feminine, but also being strong within and without, and the manifestation of dreams, and the third energy of the Ace of Wands, new passion, new inspiration. So the workplace here may be a hangout for sovereign or singles to energize and expose all, or to go to their happy place, to get over their woes of being at home with the family or with kids they need a break from, and stand up to others who are negative or unhappy, or an unhappy family in emotional cycle that's so over. Or at work or school, Capricorn or Pisces and Leo children over loss or regret and standing up to the family or emotions that don't serve them. No more mess in the yard, or snake in the grass spying, or telling family to get over it now. This is children standing up for themselves. And the Chariot upright in a bold move to not send any messages to patient angel or Sagittarius or a patient, or warrior spreading rumors about the patient angel or Sag or Leo, or Gabriel and tough love, and learning to be strong, pacifying the beast, or taming a pet perhaps. No more little red boots, who may be mimicking their mother sexually, which is coming up because big red boots came up in this read as well. No more little red boots. Now, or feet in the pond. So somebody could be taking off their shoes too, to be more natural and going barefoot. No shoes, or this could be a workplace thing too, where there's dress codes. But why do you have to be uncomfortable at work when you can be comfortable? So there's going to be more natural energies coming up, just like Google made it much more of a free space to be. Again, positive and negative energies go with everything. No more little red boots. Now being able to put your feet in the pond with no shoes, or Cancer got a negative message, or a child who did something really immature, but being patient and strong with them at the same time. Cancer, Aquarius, Aries, Gemini, Pisces or Capricorn, Leo, Sag, all upright here. Taurus is reversed. It is safe to love and heart-to-heart conversations, imprisoned by energetic vampiring here, cheating, stealing, or being scammed, dumped on, overwhelmed, crying, narcissistic abuser and or divorce, or break away from a religion establishment or societal norms, at the full moon release, under the radar, not putting it out there, or Taurus reversed at the full moon, or with Cancer. And remember, Taurus is going into the North Node, so they're going into their positive aspect on the 22nd, so they're ridding some stuff in these last few days. Or Taurus reversed at the full moon, or with Cancer, no longer putting it all out there, or being so sexual or flirty, especially in front of the children. So again, here's that energy of a little red boots copying their sexual mother, right? Being very sexual in front of them. Perhaps she's taking her red boots off. With Taurus reversed and Cancer upright, no more apple bottoms exposed, lobster found their pearl. Spiritual partnership here with 27 and that third energy of the Ace of Wands, and I'm starting to lose my voice again with the spiritual partnership. At 848 is the dance of walking away within, following your dreams. was underneath your spiritual partnership. And 85 is a reflection of 58, so it's grounding the union into the physical. The workplace with the Knight of Wands upright, very physical, or hot Knight of Wands at night, or Sagittarius and Cancer, or Pisces or Capricorn, hanging out together, or learning about their sexuality. Unable to find a way out of their chains with a group or goop, or conflicted about manipulation, insecurity, or without tools to come out, or hiding from the group, or not wanting to compete. With Gemini or Virgo both reversed here, or communication in a negative place here, old and manipulative is not a good combination, or grandparent keeping an eye on the kids, or rugrats, or is that a predator who's watching them at the game at 9:25, which is the Hermit and the Knight of Wands. 9:25 is the Hermit and the Knight of Wands again. The Hermit reversed is coming out or over isolating about a rejection or with a baby, or a grandparent who's taking care of a child may be losing it. So they could be losing it in two ways. They may be of sound mind, but they can't handle dealing with the child anymore, or they're losing their mind, they shouldn't be taking care of a child anymore. Or this could be a predator that you've left with your child at 9:28. The Hermit reversed, Page of Cups reversed, and 10 of Cups reversed, being strong under the radar, but feeling a failure in a spiritual partnership and or a new passion. Free to leap after sudden events with the Queen of Wands reversed, or Queen of Wands reversed is an Aries with Scorpio in her chart. Going forward after this read was the energy of dropping the ball, or perhaps dropping the act, with the Page of Cups reversed and the Queen of Swords upright. I just whistled. And that also could be the rejection of the Queen of Swords, and the Lovers, or their affection, or the Queen of Swords is Gemini and failed or fell off the horse or wagon, dumping a load, a burden, or responsibility on the Page of Pentacles reversed, who may be unable to do it, right? They're reversed, and even if they're upright, they're still young and they don't know what they're doing yet. So it's like this Queen of Swords, if she is a Gemini, she could be a Gemini or something else, any air sign, or she could be a twin, she could be a Virgo. So she may have failed or fell off the horse or wagon, dumping a load or burden or responsibilities all on the Page of Pentacles reversed. She's unable to manifest, and they may be insecure or doesn't know how to do it yet. A fight about a Scrooge energy, letting go with defensive end. A fight ensuing perhaps, or about Scrooge letting go with defensive end, or hoarding or withholding money, and both sides are pissed that they're refusing to let go. Or that it took all of this, like we have the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands on either side of this person, that it took this whole war and battle just to get them to finally let go, which they're letting go now. The King of Cups reversed may be disappointed and or heartbroken here at 9:37, which is the Hermit and the King of Cups. The Five of Swords is upright as the Frog to Prince in this deck, that growth spurt, which is the war within, growing is a war. And then the King of Pentacles reversed with the Queen of Swords upright, speaking for him, or this could be a lawyer to see what his options are. Perhaps being given an ultimatum by one and then standing back and protecting their heart without peace, or unaware they're without peace and a broken heart. So they may be saying, I didn't know that they were without peace or a broken heart. And then the devil tempting or toying with them, the devil toying with them in temptation, or the dream state, or a nightmare, with the King of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Cups upright. Or the King of Pentacles Capricorn with one, but dreaming of another, or is speaking his words. Aquarius here. The foundation here is the Three of Cups reversed, which can be a third-party rejection, or the Page of Cups reversed child overindulging, or no reunion and needing the truth in a divide or some kind of split, with the Star, Dream, Healer, or Aquarius, and home or union, and overwhelmed and disconnect or at a distance. Suffering in silence, or perhaps your sister trying to end the nightmare or get some sleep. And the central energy here is the Two of Swords upright, floating in their knowing, with synchronicities freeing them from the Knight of Cups reversed wounded warrior, who may be jealous and guarded, with the Knight of Wands reversed, or player falling short, or the Fool who's free from both the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands both reversed, and challenged by the Six of Cups upright of the soulmate, kids, or that loving connection, or nostalgia, after a death, ending, or dark night transition, with the Empress upright standing up to them and rising above. And this could be a mother turning as well in transformation. So where in the past maybe let her kids get away with everything, now is starting to put their foot down with the kids. So trapped with the Knight of Wands reversed, or the Knight of Wands reversed is in prison literally, or Scorpio and Sag both reversed here, may both be a pain in the ass, or codependent on mother, ending pain, or in a painful end or betrayal, or hanging out with pain in the ass, trying to see another way to free oneself. 2, the King of Cups reversed is coming clean about lies or a split, or one they've been dreaming about, the Divine Feminine in the 5D, or the King of Cups reversed is an Aries at 952, which is the Hermit and the Queen of Swords. So he could be an Aries, or just someone with red hair, or perhaps they have Pisces in their chart. And the Page of Swords reversed, without a leg to stand on, an offering time, money, and effort, or an offering a new life to the Hermit reversed, King of Wands reversed, or crazy and on fire, or sick King of Wands reversed, reaping rewards and not talking to or ignoring the King of Swords reversed, and their messages or communication. And that could be someone who's sick home from work and someone's trying to reach them while they're homesick and they're ignoring them, or it can just be in general ignoring them. And then the King of Swords reversed and the child Page of Swords, who's also reversed, may be both pissed or not talking. And now the Knight of Swords is upright, passing 5D messages, while the other swords are reversed. The Queen of Swords is upright though, so she could be the Knight of Swords. The Empress and the High Priestess are next to each other, and that could be a grandmother with their sister, like so great aunts and mothers, and they come up a lot together at the holidays because the grandmothers and aunts come out of the woodwork. So the Empress and the High Priestess are upright together, but they're without peace, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, drained or burned, perhaps the Hermit reversed, not coming, and neither are the kids. Perhaps the grandmother and her sister, or an aide telling the Knight of Swords to swallow their pride now, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed with Libra in chart, messaging back or turn down an invite. Or the Page of Pentacles reversed did, or the Page of Pentacles did, but the Sovereign is okay to come. Or the Sovereign or Independent is not interested in hanging out at night with the Magician reversed, who may be obsessive and manipulative, with the Hermit and the Hermit with their light on. At 10:08, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the 8 of the Dance, the Hermit could be shedding a light on their issues, which is why they don't want them around. So no reunion, uncomfortable letting go in the presence of romantic tie, dumping a load, burden, or responsibility because they're not getting their way, or uncomfortable letting go and confessing the Page of Wands may be excited by the Page of Cups reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed, offering or extending another invite to go out together, while the King of Wands reversed hangs out with their father. And that could be where a family splits to go their separate ways to deal with different relatives, that kind of thing. So soon as the Queen of Wands reversed, unable to sleep in a divorce perhaps with the King of Wands reversed, and the Injustice or Taurus reversed and Libra reversed, around the King of Wands reversed, and the Queen of Wands reversed not sleeping and doesn't want to deal with them, recovering from a fight with the Devil, Capricorn, or temptation, 10 of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, dealing with loss or dysfunction with the King of Swords reversed. Keeping to themselves or not telling about their gift or gifts, or if they will be present, and needing to swallow their pride. The Twin Flames are seeing themselves as the Page of Swords reversed, or both in negative self-talk, or not talking, and grounding and integrating an emotional cycle that's so over, with nostalgic memories of loving kids, unable to bridge the gap. The King of Cups reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, suddenly dropping the act, or breaking patterns to get over the loss and regret. Attraction and romantic feelings both come up here. Scorpio and Earth and Pisces reversed or Divine Feminine in the 5D, and around the twins, or how they're seen, is the 4 of Pentacles reversed, which is the Divine Masculine's heart opening up or coming out in heated exchange with defensive Divine Feminine or Pisces reversed, working together to expose all, or energized by kids, pets, or vacation, and the block being the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Because yesterday, in the underlying energy, the Knight of Pentacles was all over the place offering help, time, energy, and today the Knight of Pentacles is reversed, refusing to move or work, or is being stubborn or unhappy or impossible to satisfy. With manifestation, but even more so here, is love, partnership, and change. At 10:26 is the Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Wands. Who's excited? Conflicted, spying on the Page of Wands, perhaps their date, or a frog becoming a real life prince here. And this could be someone watching their child grow up too, in dating. But it also could be grown-ups. At 10:26, there comes the Page of Wands again. The imbalance of not sharing equally, debt or inequity, of receiving new passion or passion project or growth after failure at work, getting their ducks in a row or in disconnect or at a distance, and then dealing with a sudden event, epiphany or sexual exchange, in a heated exchange with patient angel or Sag not sleeping with the Queen of Cups, or awake now to their connection at 10:29, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and being present in the moment or to your gifts. The Queen of Cups, star, dream, healer, or healed, with the Knight of Wands reversed and the Page of Cups reversed, overindulging, or player with third party, and the Page of Swords without a leg to stand on. The Divine Masculine's heart opening up to fight for themselves and grow, knowing and floating, and challenged by the past life connection. The Queen of Wands reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, sending 5D messages. It's unfair not sharing at a distance or in disconnect, the sudden events, epiphanies, and sexual exchange, and not telling the patient, not sleeping and rising above or awake and coming out to the Queen of Cups, who's upright. The Page of Cups reversed may be growing and stretching, and this could be a child or a pet, or it can be the rejection of anyone. It can be a spoiled child, it could be a baby screaming and crying as well. But the Page of Cups reversed is growing and stretching, going crazy or coming out, about or to third party, or about bad influences, a group, or overindulgences, and comfortably numb, challenged by a loving, innocent connection, and the Knight of Swords messages to the Page of Swords reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed to get the Divine Masculine's heart to open up or come out of the bat cave, but they won't budge, stubborn and blocked, or refusing to move or make an effort, not sharing with the Knight of Swords, in disconnect or at a distance, or in a breakup with sudden event, epiphany, or sexual exchange, heated, or not telling patient angel, or being patient and balanced without sleep, or in an awakening and now coming out at 10:37, which is the Wheel, and the King of Cups, which is unconditional love. So let's pull a few oracle cards, see what comes up with that. So again, the Sun, Capricorn, and the number 4, the Emperor. And that feels very responsible. It's like exposing the powers that be, number 1. But it's also a structured happiness, being energized to get work done or to survive, to be very responsible. So from the Animal Spirit deck, what is our takeaway from this reading? It's 3:20 on the clock, which is the journey, but it's also the Empress with the High Priestess, right? The grandmother and their sister. All right, these all came out in a clump. All right, so we have the Cobra, which can represent the Kundalini getting to the crown, but it's also the teacher, right? When the student is ready, the teacher comes. And then there's the Beaver, who's the very hard worker, who's very balanced and happy doing what he's doing. And he does give a damn. And then we have the Sea Serpent, which is a break in the seal. And I'm going to give credit to the right channel. Oh, this is where Patricia was being interviewed. Well, I forget her last name, but she had said that the energy would be sealed on the 21st. And so you see the energy broken right here. It's like a gap for all this direct connect to source, and then it gets sealed on the 21st, which can feel like a sting here. But this is like a jumper cable. Scorpion's like jumping your car. So maybe you're going to feel, oh, we're supposed to get that huge download of energy tomorrow that we've never experienced before. And it's not just like a higher energy. I think it's a different energy. So it might, you might feel like you got shocked. Very interesting. So you see the open seal here, and then tomorrow it's like getting quarterized, So this is the quarterizing. Tomorrow is going to seal the deal there. That's interesting. And then we have the truth, the tiger. The eye of the tiger. So again, the tiger's eye, the eye of the tiger, the truth that's in his third eye. It's like a reset. Like everything's in chaos, and all of a sudden the TV goes blank into the fuzz, and then all of a sudden a really calm picture comes on. So this would be a really cool cut in a movie where there's all this chaos, and then all of a sudden it's just silent. And then up walks this tiger who just jumped through the ring of fire, breaking through to the other side in their truth, in the silence, and doesn't need to say a word. That's the energy I'm getting. And then on the other hand, we have the bear, which is coming in because of hibernation of the winter, and the things that may trigger you in the winter to wake you up when you want to be sleeping. Like this morning, I got woken up when I want to just be hibernating and sleeping. So little triggers that happen. There's me, the whale that is exhausted, just wanted to sleep this morning. So again, there's that energy because of this collective awakening here. Okay? And the bottom of the deck is the gazelle here, which is very graceful and soft and happy and calm on the Serengeti and those lower energies of the red, orange, and yellow chakras. It's the underlying energy. And this is, again, the superficial. In this deck, the starfish is very superficial. So it's easy to be calm when you never had to do anything for yourself. And that's that energy. They may be beautiful and graceful, but they also have never had to do any of that for themselves. They have someone to do their makeup, they have someone to drive them, they have someone to feed them, they have someone to do everything, every step of their life. They never need to do a thing. So it's easy to be calm when things are easy like that, but can you be calm when you have this kind of energy coming in? So this is like a test for you guys. Again, to not allow yourself to be triggered. Like if the trigger comes up, deal with it and do some shadow work, but don't react, right? Go within, walk away. And again, here's the sleepy bear wanting to hibernate, being woken up by the panther. And this could be too, here's the whale who's really exhausted because of all the dark energies coming up. They really just wanted to sleep this morning because of this collective awakening going on. Because they have to do a lot of work to stand guard of the collective awakening as we seal the deal. Here's the snake, right? And over here, we're sealing the deal tomorrow. This is the two different perspectives of the same thing. This is from the side, and this is the top down of the snake. Okay, so it's open right now in both cards. But tomorrow it's supposed to get sealed or quarterized here, topping it off. With this, here's the teacher, here's the student, who's a really good student. They love to serve. Okay, with the seal still open, may be a shock to the system tomorrow as this energy comes in. And especially a shock to the bear. So again, this came up as a wake-up call, right? This can be a wake-up call too, right? Because we're giving a jump to the bear over here, who may be a little bit lethargic and lazy. Wake up call. Incoming panther. You can't be sleeping when the panther comes in, because the whale can't do duty right now, right? They need to rest. So it's like doing double duty for these dark energies being fleshed out and then sealed tomorrow, sealing the deal. Very interesting. Let's see what the journey of love is coming up with. So it's like, again, it's a reset. And then all of a sudden it's calm as he walks step by step, very confident in his truth. breaking through to the other side. Now he's on the floor looking at me. And remember, the Tiger King came up this week too. And he wasn't a very nice person. Very charismatic. But he was also very abusive. All right. According to what was shown to me anyway. I didn't know him personally. Okay. All right, we have let the feminine lead the way. So she's got a handle on this. So you're being called to come to the forefront here with the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is the healing energy that was coming up in the read. And then we have these two as well. Keep it simple with the Emperor, the 4 of the Emperor. Keep it really simple for the masculine. Let the feminine lead the way. And then the 23, again, is the King of Wands across the waters. So it's the feminine waiting there with flowers in her hands, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And then when the quarterizing comes in and there's chaos, she's like, what the F? Like, I'm standing here. And let's see what comes next. Oh, see, there's the reset. Look, right when you think it can't get any worse, complete calm. Look at that. A reset. So they're confirming that, all right? So the feminine, you got this. You got this. Don't ask others. You got this. You know the way. Keep it really simple with the masculine, very black and white. As the King of Wands is going across the waters, right? He's breaking through to the other side. As the Divine Feminine waits within the vortex here, but half in the chaos, half in the vortex, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And then right when you don't think it can get any worse, the bride offers herself at 43 as they're coming together. All of a sudden, shift. And God speaks. And this is our direct connect right now, the 33 of the unity consciousness in the void. So pretty powerful energy there, you guys. The bottom of the deck is Shakti, which is that woman, the female warrior. The Shakti and the 19 of the sun. So it's like the masculine coming out in the feminine. There's that chaos. Right when you think it can't get any worse, all of a sudden, reset. The breaking of the King of Pentacles here. So you've got the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles coming up here as the breaking of the Divine Masculine. Just when you think it can't possibly get any worse, all of a sudden, I'm getting the monkeys. Here we come, bum, bum, walking down the street. The whatever love song you ever meet. I can't remember the words. Hey, hey for the monkeys. Even though he's a tiger. Because it's monk keys. So that's really cool. It's really powerful. Like there's this huge chaos and then all of a sudden, poof, and then here they come. All of a sudden you see this beautiful big white Bengal tiger walking in with their truth, one step at a time, balancing side to side in that beautiful motion that a white Bengal tiger would. It's beautiful. So I have to read to you those. Let's see what's coming up first. So the Cobra came out first. So we're going to read the Cobra. Where are you, Cobra? Cobra is pausing, waiting in the inner teacher. The Cobra represents a teacher or spiritual guardian. The Cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. The essence of the Cobra is found deep within us in the form of the inner teacher and manifests externally in those special guides who have led us along our path. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. When they're in balance, and Spirit's connecting with me, when in balance, a student of life, humble and wise. When they're out of balance, they're a know-it-all and egocentric. To bring them back into balance, they need to take a class or study. Okay, so again, it's that energy of always being the teacher and the student. So never becoming the know-it-all, the arrogant, egocentric energy, but the student of life, but able to teach what they learn as well, back and forth. And then we have let the feminine lead the way. And that's come up a lot in the last month or two, 39. Let the feminine lead the way. The feminine principle in you, whether you're a man or a woman, is the way forward in your life now. She is the principle of feeling and surrender. She feels the intelligence of the divine guiding light in a way that the masculine principle cannot at this time. You may not see where you're going, therefore, but you can feel your way forward. Trust her. Let your mind go and let your senses lead you, becoming more exquisite and communicative. Be led by your heart. Don't worry if you don't know all the details yet or how it's going to work out. She knows the way. Let her lead. This oracle brings confirmation to you that what you've been feeling or sensing, even without any logical physical evidence, is worth following up on. Trust your senses over appearances, and that came up. Trust your intuition over your intellect. You're letting feminine wisdom guide you, and she will steer you in the best direction. My coming out is the freedom to fully be who I am, and the surrender to the divine essence expressing through and around me. My coming out is the marriage of twin souls with my life partner in gratitude, in love, unfolding as more than we could ever be on our own. Remember to drink plenty of water, plenty of rest. Meditate, meditate, meditate right now. You're going to get a lot of advantage out of that. And make sure to get some love and joy. And put your feet outside, connect, ground, and rise and be love. Bye, guys.